The massive scout ship Stellar Observer glided silently through the darkness of space. On its bridge, Ambassador Lore studied the blue-green planet on the main screen. His large purple eyes blinked slowly as he reviewed the data. "Another habitable world," he said, his translator converting his clicks and whistles into standard galactic speech. "Class 3, according to initial scans, suitable for most Union species." Captain Mick nodded. "The dominant species calls it Earth. They call themselves humans. They appear to have basic space travel, but have not ventured beyond their moon." "Perfect timing for first contact," Lore said. "They are ready to join the Union." The Galactic Union had strict rules about contact with new species. Only those who had discovered space travel but had not yet developed faster-than-light technology were approached. Earth fit this rule perfectly. "Prepare the contact team," Lore ordered. "Standard protocols." Within hours, a team of 12 Union representatives from 6 different species boarded the diplomatic shuttle. Each was chosen for their expertise: science, culture, language, trade, and military assessment. All had been through this process before with other worlds. As the shuttle broke through Earth's atmosphere, Lore felt the slight increase in gravity. "Somewhat heavier than standard," he noted, "but well within tolerance." The shuttle landed in an open area where human leaders waited. Large security barriers held back crowds of excited humans who had come to witness first contact. Lore was the first to step out. The bright sunlight made him squint, but his protective skin coating prevented any harm from the radiation levels that seemed unusually high. "Greetings, people of Earth," Lore said through his translator. "I bring peaceful wishes from the Galactic Union." A human stepped forward. He wore a dark suit and had gray hair. "I am President Wilson. On behalf of all nations of Earth, we welcome you to our world." The meeting was broadcast to billions of humans. Some cheered, some prayed, some feared. But most watched with wonder as their world changed forever. Over the next week, the Union team met with Earth's leaders, scientists, and cultural representatives. They exchanged basic information about their civilizations and discussed potential membership in the Union. Lore was pleased. "These humans are remarkably adaptable," he told his team during their private meeting. "They live in regions from freezing cold to burning hot. They survive in deserts and jungles. Yet they have built impressive cities and technology. Their biology is unusual," noted Rex, the team's biologist. "My scanners keep giving odd readings about their muscle density and bone structure." "Equipment error," Lore said with a dismissive wave. "Recalibrate for local conditions." "Their military capabilities are primitive," added Tark, the security expert. "Projectile weapons and basic explosive devices. No energy weapons or shield technology. We have nothing to fear." "Excellent," Lore said. "This will be an easy integration." The humans seem intelligent but compliant. They are clearly excited by our technology and eager to learn. At the final meeting with Earth's United Nations, Lore stood before the assembly of world leaders. "People of Earth, the Galactic Union welcomes you as a provisional member. We will establish a permanent embassy here and begin cultural exchange. Your world has been classified as a Class 3 habitable planet, suitable for many species across the galaxy." The human delegates applauded and celebrated. That night, as the Union team returned to their ship, Rex looked troubled. "Ambassador, I must insist on reviewing my biological scans of the humans. Something doesn't match our database parameters." "Tomorrow, Rex," Lore said, tired from the long diplomatic process. "Whatever anomalies you found can't be significant. This is a standard Class 3 world with a standard developing species." Rex nodded but looked once more at his scanner. The warning symbol continued to flash, showing incompatible readings between what the Union database expected from a Class 3 world inhabitant and what the humans actually were. 6 months passed since first contact. The Union built a gleaming silver base on the outskirts of what humans called Denver. Lead scientist Vex stood at the window, watching heavy snowfall. Another extreme weather event. Vex noted in his log, "This is the fourth major climate shift since our arrival." The door slid open, and Dr. Emma walked in, shaking snow from her coat. "Beautiful day, isn't it?" she said cheerfully. Vex's antenna twitched in confusion. "Beautiful? It is -15 degrees. How can you function in this?" Emma laughed. "This is nothing. Where I grew up in Canada, we get twice this much snow and temperatures much colder." Vex made a note on his pad. Humans continued to surprise him. The assessment team had grown to 30 Union scientists, each studying different aspects of Earth. They were joined by a group of humans who helped them understand their world. Besides Dr. Emma, the biology expert, there was Major Tom from the military and Jake, a diplomat. "The Union Council requires our full assessment report next week," Vex reminded Emma. "I need your biology data today." "Of course," Emma said. "I'll send it right over. By the way, we're going hiking tomorrow in the mountains. Would you like to join us?" Vex's thin body shuddered. "In the snow? At high altitude? No thank you. I will continue my work here." After Emma left, Vex reviewed the latest reports. Earth was proving more complex than any world they'd encountered before. The variety of life forms was staggering. The climate zones ranged from ice to desert within short distances. The ocean covered most of the planet with crushing depths and dangerous creatures. And then there were the humans themselves. The next day, Vex watched through monitoring drones as Major Tom led a military exercise. Soldiers ran 5 miles carrying heavy packs, climbed walls, crawled under barbed wire, all in the snow and cold. None of them died or even stopped for rest. "Impossible," Vex muttered. Later that afternoon, the base alarms blared. Vex rushed to the lab where a container had broken, spilling chemicals. "Evacuate," he shouted. "Those fumes are toxic." But Dr. Emma was already there, cleaning up the spill without any protective gear. "Don't worry," she said, waving away his concern. "This won't hurt humans. We use stronger stuff to clean our bathrooms." Vex checked his database. The chemical should cause immediate respiratory distress in any carbon-based life form. Yet Emma showed no effects at all. That night, Vex ran detailed analyses of all their data on humans. The medical scanners kept showing errors because human readings were outside expected parameters. They had higher bone density than should be possible for their size. Their muscles were 3 times stronger than comparable species. They could survive temperature ranges that would kill most sentient beings. Their immune systems fought off microbes that would devastate other worlds. They required sleep, but could go days without it when needed. Their bodies could handle radiation levels that would sterilize most Union species. Vex's hands trembled as he compiled his report. This couldn't be right. Earth couldn't possibly be just a Class 3 world. He sent an urgent, encrypted message to Union headquarters. "Request immediate reclassification assessment of Sol 3. Initial parameters severely miscalculated. Dominant species exhibits extreme durability inconsistent with current classification." As Vex waited for a response, he watched through the window as humans played in the snow, throwing frozen water at each other for fun, their bodies withstanding cold that would kill his species in minutes. What kind of world had produced these beings? And what would the Union do when they discovered the truth? Deep in Union headquarters on the planet Nexus, Chief Analyst Trill reviewed Vex's report with growing alarm. The data was clear. Something was terribly wrong with Earth's classification. "Get me the Central Council immediately," Trill demanded. Within an hour, the 12 members of the Galactic Union's ruling council gathered in the emergency chamber. Trill stood before them, nervous and afraid. "Honored Council, I bring disturbing news," Trill began. "The world called Earth was wrongly classified. It is not a Class 3 habitable world." "What is it then?" asked High Counselor Jem, her delicate features showing concern. Trill took a deep breath. "Based on comprehensive analysis, Earth appears to be a Class 14 Deathworld." Gasps filled the chamber. Several counselors stood in shock. "Impossible. shouted Counselor Bren. No Class 14 world has ever produced intelligent life. The conditions are too extreme. Yet Earth has, Trill replied, activating the main screen. Look at the data. The facts displayed for all to see. Earth's gravity, 9.8 meters per second squared, 3 times stronger than galactic standard. Temperature range, minus 89 degrees Celsius to 58 degrees Celsius, the widest habitable range recorded. Atmospheric oxygen, 21%, classified as combustible level. Solar radiation, extreme ultraviolet exposure, fatal to 90% of Union species without protection. Biosphere, over 8.7 million species. Most are venomous, poisonous, or carnivorous. Indigenous disease organisms, billions. Humans are carriers for microbes that could wipe out entire planets. The council fell silent as the true nature of Earth became clear. And the humans? Asked Jem quietly. Trill showed more images. Humans climbing frozen mountains, swimming in raging seas, running through burning deserts, fighting in wars with weapons designed to tear bodies apart. They are Deathworlders in the truest sense, Trill explained. Their bodies evolved in conditions we consider lethal. Their bones are dense as light metals. Their muscles can generate force that would tear our bodies apart. They can survive injuries that would kill any of us instantly. How did we miss this? Counselor Bren demanded. The initial survey was automated, Trill admitted. The probe malfunctioned in Earth's harsh conditions, but sent partial data suggesting a mild world. We never verified it properly until now. High Counselor Jem rose from her seat. This is a catastrophic security breach. We have invited apex predators into our civilization. What do the humans know? Asked another counselor. Nothing yet, Trill said. They believe they are normal. They don't realize how dangerous they are to us. The council debated for hours. Some wanted to maintain relations, arguing that humans had shown no hostility. Others demanded immediate withdrawal from Earth. In the end, fear won out. We cannot risk the safety of 1,000 worlds for one, Jem declared. Earth must be contained. The humans cannot be allowed to spread through the galaxy. The vote was unanimous. Enact Protocol Omega, Jem ordered. All personnel are to withdraw from Earth immediately. Ambassador Lore will maintain diplomatic contact while we assemble the containment fleet. And if the humans resist? Asked Trill. Jem's face hardened. Then we must neutralize the threat. As the council dispersed, Trill looked once more at the images of Earth. Such a beautiful world, so full of life, and so incredibly deadly. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Vex received a coded message. With Ejurewel order el page. Maintain CC Containment fleet deployed. He looked out at the humans going about their daily lives, unaware that they had just been classified as the most dangerous species in the known galaxy. Ambassador Lore read the orders again, his stomach tight with conflict. The Union wanted him to lie to the humans while a military fleet approached their world. Is everything okay, Ambassador? Jake asked, entering Lore's office at the Denver base. Lore forced a smile. Yes, of course. Just some routine communications from home. Over the past week, humans had noticed changes. Union scientists were leaving Earth in small groups. Equipment was being packed and shipped away. Scheduled meetings were canceled. We're concerned, Jake said. It feels like you're pulling out of Earth without explanation. Not at all, Lore lied. We're simply rotating personnel. Standard procedure. But Jake wasn't convinced. As Earth's lead diplomat to the Union, he had learned to read alien body language. Lore was hiding something. Across the base, Dr. Emma worked late in the shared laboratory. She noticed Union scientists had removed most of their advanced equipment. Only basic tools remained. They're abandoning their research, Emma told Major Tom over a secure phone line. Something's wrong. I know, Tom replied. My security team intercepted a partial transmission from their ship. I don't have the full message, but I caught the words containment and Class 14 before the signal cut out. Class 14. What does that mean? I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Major Tom used his military clearance to access the Union database terminal still connected in the command center. Most files were locked, but a search for Class 14 returned one unprotected document. The file explained the Union's planetary classification system. Class 1 to 3. Paradise worlds. Mild conditions, minimal threats. Class 4 to 7. Standard worlds. Moderate challenges to life. Class 8 to 10. Harsh worlds. Significant environmental dangers. Class 113. Extreme worlds. Barely habitable, constant threats. Class 14. Death worlds. Maximum danger rating. No known intelligent life. Tom's blood ran cold. Earth was listed in the current database as Class 14. He immediately called an emergency meeting with Jake and Emma. They gathered in a secure room away from Union surveillance. They've classified us as extreme dangers, Tom explained. They see us as threats, not as allies. That explains their sudden withdrawal, Emma said. But why pretend to maintain relations? They're stalling, Jake realized, keeping us calm while they plan something. That night, Jake confronted Ambassador Lore in his private quarters. We know about the Class 14 designation, Jake said directly. What is the Union planning? Lore's face fell. For months, he had lived among humans. He had shared meals with them, learned their languages, witnessed their kindness and creativity. He had grown to respect them. A containment fleet is coming, Lore admitted. The Union fears what humans could do if they spread through the galaxy. We've shown no hostility, Jake argued. We've been nothing but peaceful. It doesn't matter, Lore said sadly. Your very biology terrifies them. You evolved on a world that would kill most Union species instantly. You can survive conditions no other intelligent species can endure. The Council believes this makes you too dangerous to join the galactic community. When does this fleet arrive? Jake demanded. Lore hesitated, then made his decision. 3 days. They will demand Earth's surrender and the end of all human space programs. And if we refuse, then they will enforce containment by any means necessary. Jake stared at the alien who had become his friend. Thank you for telling me the truth. As Jake left to warn Earth's leaders, Lore knew he had just committed treason against the Union. But watching the humans prepare to defend their world, he wondered if perhaps the Union had made a terrible mistake in fearing these remarkable beings. 3 days passed quickly. Earth's governments worked around the clock to prepare, but against an advanced alien fleet, their options were limited. On the morning of the 3rd day, hundreds of Union ships appeared in Earth's orbit. Their massive hulls blocked the sunlight, casting shadows over major cities below. A transmission came from the largest vessel. This is Fleet Commander Draz of the Galactic Union. Earth is now under containment protocol. Surrender all space technology and accept permanent isolation, or face immediate action. In the United Nations Emergency Chamber, world leaders gathered with Jake, Emma, and Major Tom. Ambassador Lore sat with them, having officially defected to Earth's side. We need to show them why fighting us would be a mistake, Major Tom said. They believe we're dangerous. Let's prove them right. Emma had spent the last 3 days studying the Union's biological records. Their species evolved on gentle worlds. They have thin bones, weak muscles, and fragile organs. Even their soldiers are physically weaker than our children. But their technology is far beyond ours, Jake reminded them. Technology isn't everything, Tom replied. I have a plan. Within hours, Tom led a team of 20 soldiers to capture a small Union scout ship that had landed to secure the Denver base. The Union guards, expecting to face primitive humans with simple weapons, were shocked when the soldiers stormed their position. The Union troops fired energy weapons, but the humans kept coming despite injuries that should have been fatal. Within minutes, the scout ship was captured intact. Back at the UN, Jake opened a channel to the Union fleet. Commander Draz's reptilian face appeared on screen, his scales dark with anger. "You have attacked Union forces," Draz hissed. "This confirms our assessment of your violent nature." "We defended ourselves," Jake corrected. "And now we would like to demonstrate why classifying us as Deathworlders was your first mistake. Underestimating us was your second." Jake turned to Emma, who had prepared a special presentation. "Commander Draz, watch carefully," Emma said, stepping forward. She displayed videos of human achievement. Free divers swimming to ocean depths that would crush Union species, climbers scaling vertical cliffs with bare hands, runners completing marathons in scorching deserts, survivors enduring wounds that would be fatal to any Union being, children playing in snow and heat that would kill most aliens. "This isn't special training," Emma explained. "This is ordinary human capability on our death world. We aren't super soldiers. We're just humans." Draz's expression changed from anger to concern as he watched. Jake continued, "We've reverse-engineered several pieces of your technology already. Your translator devices provided insight into your computer systems. Your medical scanners revealed your biological weaknesses. To prove this point, Major Tom transmitted from the captured scout ship. We've already figured out how to fly this vessel," he reported, as his team activated the ship's engines. Draz's scales paled. "Impossible. No species could master Union technology so quickly." "Deathworld adaptability," Lore explained, joining Jake on screen. "Humans can learn and adapt faster than any Union species. It's how they survived on Earth. A Class 14 world doesn't just create strong bodies," Emma added. "It creates strong minds that solve problems rapidly or die." Draz was silent for a long moment. Then his anger returned. "Your demonstrations change nothing. The containment fleet will proceed as ordered." The transmission cut off. Moments later, Union weapons fired from orbit, striking military bases around the world. Jake looked at his team. "They've made their choice. Now we make ours." Earth's defenders moved to execute their desperate plan against an enemy that had no idea what fighting Deathworlders truly meant. The Union fleet's attack hit military bases worldwide. Buildings crumbled and smoke filled the air. But Commander Draz made a critical error. He expected the strikes to cripple Earth's defenses instantly. They did not. Even as fires burned, soldiers emerged from the rubble. Wounded fighters continued their missions. Emergency teams worked without rest. The Union attacks had killed many, but Earth fought back with a resilience that shocked the alien observers. "How are they still operating?" Draz demanded, watching the humans reorganize. "Those bases should be neutralized." In a hidden underground facility, Dr. Emma worked with a team of scientists on a biological weapon. Using information from Lore, they had identified weaknesses in Union species' immune systems. "Their bodies have never faced Earth pathogens," Emma explained. "Even harmless bacteria from our world could overwhelm their systems." She loaded samples into special containers designed to release into Union ship ventilation systems. Meanwhile, Major Tom had learned to pilot the captured scout ship. "Their controls are designed for creatures with less strength than us," he told his team. "We can operate them more efficiently than they can." Tom's plan was bold. Use the captured ship to approach the Union command vessel, then board it directly. The Union would never expect humans to attempt physical combat against their superior technology. Jake and Lore coordinated the global response from the emergency UN chamber. Lore provided critical intelligence about Union fleet weaknesses. "Their ships are designed for efficiency, not combat," Lore explained. "They've never needed strong hulls or backup systems because no one has challenged them in centuries. We need to target their supply ships," Jake said. "They can't maintain the blockade without resources." As Union troops landed to secure major cities, they faced unexpected challenges. Earth's varied environments confused their systems. Rain damaged their equipment. Heat exhausted their bodies. The higher gravity strained their muscles. And then there were the humans themselves. In Paris, a Union squad with energy weapons was overwhelmed by police officers with basic body armor and determination. In Lagos, civilians helped soldiers ambush alien patrols. In Tokyo, engineering students hacked and disabled Union communication devices. Across Earth, the pattern repeated. What should have been easy victories for the technologically superior Union forces turned into grinding battles against enemies who refused to surrender. Major Tom's mission reached its critical point. His team of 10 soldiers approached the Union command ship in their stolen vessel. Using Lore's access codes, they docked without raising alarms. Remember, Tom told his team, their bodies are fragile. Even without weapons, we're stronger. Don't hold back. They burst onto the command deck, shocking the unprepared Union officers. What followed wasn't even a battle. It was a demonstration of the physical gulf between Deathworlders and the aliens who feared them. A human soldier could break alien bones with a single punch. Union troops fired weapons that humans simply endured through pain that would incapacitate other species. The command crew surrendered within minutes, terrified by creatures who could withstand injuries that would kill any Union being. Tom secured the ship's communication system and sent a message to Earth. Command vessel captured. Fleet coordination disrupted. On the planet below, Jake received the message with grim satisfaction. Emma's biological agents have been deployed to key Union ships, causing illness among alien crews. Earth's remaining military forces had destroyed 3 Union supply vessels. The tide was turning. Jake opened a direct channel to Commander Draz, who had retreated to a secondary vessel. "Your fleet is compromised," Jake stated flatly. "Your command ship is under our control. Your troops are failing on the ground. We offer you a choice. Withdraw, or learn exactly why Earth is called a death world." Commander Draz looked at the humans on his screen with new understanding. He had come to contain a threat. Instead, he had awakened one. "The Union has existed for 10,000 years, Draz said, his voice heavy. "No species has ever defeated a containment fleet." "We don't want to defeat you," Jake replied. "We just want to be treated as equals." After tense negotiations, the fighting stopped. Union ships withdrew to a safe distance. Both sides counted their losses and considered the future. News of Earth's resistance spread quickly across the galaxy. Other worlds classified as dangerous heard that humans had stood against the mighty Union and survived. 3 months later, representatives from Earth arrived at Union headquarters on Nexus. Jake led the delegation, with Emma, Tom, and Lore at his side. The Great Hall fell silent as the humans entered. Many Union species had never seen Deathworlders before. High Counselor Jem addressed them formally. "Earth has demonstrated that our classification system has failed us. We judged you as threats based on your biology rather than your actions. That ends today," Jake declared. "Earth proposes a new alliance, one that respects all worlds regardless of their environmental conditions." Jake unveiled their proposal, the Deathworld Alliance, a coalition of planets that the Union had marginalized, led by Earth, but open to all. "Your worlds may be gentle," Emma explained to the Council, "but that doesn't make you better. It makes you different. Diversity is strength." The Union Council debated for days. Some feared the rise of Deathworlders. Others saw opportunity in alliance rather than conflict. In the end, the Union split. Most worlds chose to join the new interstellar community that treated all planets as equals. A few hardliners refused, isolating themselves from the changing galaxy. 1 year after first contact, Earth hosted the founding ceremony of the new galactic community. Lore, now Earth's ambassador to the stars, watched with pride as ships from 100 worlds entered orbit. "We can learn from each other," he told the assembled delegates. "Your technology and our adaptability. Your art and our endurance. Together, we will be stronger than either could be alone." Dr. Emma led a program teaching other species how to survive in harsher environments. "With training and proper equipment, you can experience more of the universe," she told her students from gentle worlds. Major Tom established an interspecies security force where each member contributed their natural strengths. Fast but fragile aliens worked alongside strong but slower humans, creating teams that complemented each other perfectly. Jake, now leading Earth's diplomatic corps, stood in the new council chamber built in the Himalayan mountains. Representatives from across the galaxy sat together, no longer segregated by planetary class. A year ago, the Union thought Earth was safe until they realized it was a Class 14 Deathworld. Jake said in his opening address, "They saw that as a reason to fear us. But today, we recognize it as simply one point on a spectrum of worlds that have all produced remarkable life." He gestured to the stone wall where a new plaque hung, inscribed with words in 100 languages. From the harshest worlds come the strongest allies. From the intelligent worlds come the wisest friends. Together, we build a galaxy for all. Lore stood and applauded first, followed by delegates from every world. The age of division was over. The age of cooperation had begun. And Earth, once feared as the deadliest world in the galaxy, had become the bridge between worlds that once thought they could never understand each other.